I'm Tim.
I'm Julie.
And we are
Tim and Julie. We never get tired of that, do we?
No, we don't. We started this with a kiss, and we will always end this with a kiss. So, by the way, our signature is the yin and yang, but in this case, it's actually flowing together. I picked this up from an artist in China. I was in Beijing, and he said a lot of times you see this artwork done in a very crisp way, when in reality it's like life. You know, there's a lot of fuzziness around the edges. So the symbolism of this particular painting is one where we have an awful lot of fuzziness in our lives, and his life is not as crisp as you would imagine. So the lesson I got from the Chinese artist was, this is a very unique hand-painted picture because he's the only one that really does the fuzzy lines around these things. And it is meaningful in that life is very much like that. We're fuzzy, but we come together and we spend time and we swim in the same direction when we find the right partner. So.
I see.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about a little piece over here.
Yeah, and I think you're going to need to move it forward for just a minute.
Just for a minute.
So people can see. So this little piece, which you can tell is a little wear, we found in Santa Barbara, and Tim found it. I was someplace else. Anyways, we found a little antique shop in Santa Barbara we actually fell in love with, so we'll have to go back. But he found this. He goes, so what do you think? And I was like, I didn't even say any words. I just grabbed it and held on to it and let go of it until I actually got it out of the store.
She wouldn't let it come out of her hands.
Because it reflected us so well. You know, we were very passionate together. We connect on the emotional and the physical and the mental levels, and very much on the spiritual level also. And so it just seemed to really reflect the passion that we share, and it reflects in everything we do in life, our work and our relationship to our friendships. And so we enjoy life. We enjoy life together. I think we do have awareness that this part of our life is very much about really spending time and matching our intentions to this relationship. Before, a lot of times it was about work, and it was about family, and it was about growing up, and it was about finding ourselves. This is about another depth of knowing ourselves by having this experience with another one, another human.
And honestly, it's a lot of fun. You just gotta be in the moment, be passionate, be spontaneous, keep her happy.
It's not about me.
It's not about her.
It's about us.
We are all about each other in a balanced way. So it's, but it's about being spontaneous and having fun. It's, you know, I think the lessons we have certainly learned from our relationship is the more spontaneous and exciting and fun and in the moment and in the passion and in the alignment with our higher selves, we tend to have the most fun. And things just, doors open, things show up. We're starting these video series for couples and people who are not in relationships, are looking to head towards their partnership, whether it's through a kiss or something else, to share what we're doing. Honestly, a lot of people look at our relationship in a special way, as we do, but we have been told that we resonate a lot of things that people else, other people should just be exposed to, and so we're going to take this opportunity to do it. We're going to have fun with it. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep it spontaneous. These are completely non-scripted, so we're going to have fun. The thing about me you'll learn is I'm unpredictable, and I keep it that way because she never knows when she's going to get a kiss.
That's not all why. But one of the things that, with Tim saying that, is what we've learned to really honor with each other is each other's intuition. So Tim's obviously the fun, spontaneous guy. And so when he gets an urge to go drop everything and go do something, I've learned to listen and go play with him, because I like to look. We're both workaholics. So it's been really good for us to have somebody who initiates that. And sometimes I will initiate places I want to go and places I want to be in. But Tim is really the one who gets the ball rolling and having things show up. So honor each other in the roles that you play in your relationships, because you need to have each of you will be the chief in your own areas,
Oh, yeah.
and then really respect each other for the gift that we bring to that relationship, because it really does help keep us balanced by doing that. And the real basis of this is that we're honoring ourselves and our intuition and what is showing up in the moment, and we share that with each other. And we don't demand, we just share with each other, and then we see what unfolds from that intuition. Hence how we got here. So maybe I'll just give us a little insight.
Sure.
Tim was up late one night, and he comes to bed about, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, which is not unusual. He's a night owl. But I wake up the next morning, and I get this, you're going to be doing video blogging. I'm like, okay, cool. Which, by the way, would be something I would never say, okay, cool, forever. This was only in the last couple of weeks. And then later we're talking, we share an office, and he goes, yeah, I ordered all this equipment to set up a studio in the back guest room. And I'm like, oh, no kidding. So all his energy that he'd worked up and putting all these pieces together started flowing, and then I started getting the messages of what I would be doing with this, which didn't look like this in the moment because we didn't know yet. We didn't know what it was going to look like.
We don't even know what we're doing right now, so it's just going to happen.
It's just going to happen. And this is to make a point of just being in the flow. And it feels really, really good, actually, to be here doing this and natural. So, be in the flow.
Yeah.
With that, Tim, what's next?
Well, actually, I want to put this back now to you guys. So we're going to push us on the blog. On the blog, we want to hear from you. We want to know, what is it that you want to know? Not necessarily about our relationship in specifics, but if there are topics that you want us to cover. We've had a short relationship so far in this life, but we have had many, many lives before. And we've come to realize that our connection is so tightly intertwined with space and time and transcends all that. So what we have learned in 2 years of our relationship is quite special and quite deep and quite galactic. We have our own work, and we can talk about those in other series that would be maybe outside of just relationships, but how we both operate and what we do, how we do it. But it's really about this relationship that we want to talk about. And we come from really interesting perspectives, and I think both of those resonate with a lot of people around us, so we were called to do this, and I will leave it to you to tell us what are the topics you want. We certainly have gone through a lot of challenges. We both have relationships before we got in here. We have children. We both have careers, lives, and coming together is not an easy process. We have to be in the moment and go with the flow, trust our intuition, and quite frankly, it's more than intuition. It's trust our higher selves to let go and let it be. And our relationship has really blossomed as a result of this trust. The interesting thing is our trust is not just with our higher selves. Our trust is with each other. Mm-hmm. We have an amazing amount of discovery of each other in so many different ways. You can count, the usual spiritual, mental, physical. All of those have played into the balance that we have found, and we will continue to strive for by being in the moment. Because the minute we start looking to control elements, we find that we get slapped up somewhere. We get to be realigned, and it's all about us being in the moment, and we will continue to do that for you. So send us some information on what you'd like to hear about. If there's a topic that resonates with us, we'll be happy to talk about it.
Okay, and with that, a couple things I want to share is that we do a lot of exploration into health, in health products, into spiritual teachers, into business teachers, the new conscious businessness. We are both professionals highly regarded in our fields. So we want to really also stress just opening yourself up. And just because you're a CEO of a company, or if you're a waitress at the local cafe, all this can apply to everybody. Mm-hmm. There's so much out there right now in how to expand and to assist you and to expand already said, but just to grow and be available to what shows up. And we've got a fantastic tool called the internet that has all kinds of resources on it. And some of those we're going to be referencing through these different segments because we are constantly open and we respond to what the universe brings to us. As Tim mentioned, we're in the flow. And we're going to share some of those different opportunities with you on how we're experiencing them. And the whole purpose of that is just so you can remain open to what shows up. And you'd be surprised. Some of you may just walk off the street and tell you two sentences that change your life in that moment. So those are the kinds of things you really want to stress. So this is really is for everybody.
Actually, it's interesting you talk about it's more than just a flow. If you went in the flow and hit everything out there on the internet, you'll find yourself down chaos lane. We found through both building our own businesses as well as building product, and I have a very strong deep technology background. And Julie's background has been in real estate, and she's actually does coaching, so you can look at her information about that. The interesting thing is there is an amazing amount of chaos on how to get yourself started. There's way too much information out there. Some of it is quite frankly misaligned. So we will try to cut through that chaos. We will tell you what works for us. If it resonates with you, you're welcome to explore for yourself. So if you trust the findings and the direction that we're going, and you might find that it's an easier path to get through all the noise. And I don't mean just being spiritual teachers. There's plenty of fun things. We live in Sedona, so I can assure you that Sedona has an amazing amount of energy and power, but there's also has an amazing amount of people who are not necessarily aligned to the mission and goal, but they think they are, and you have to be able to review and resonate with what's important to you. But it's more than just Sedona, it's worldwide. There's a lot of teachers online, and some of them just resonate better to us because of where they're coming from, and we would be happy to share it with you.
I think it'd be lovely. So, is that enough for today?
That's enough for today.
Okay, awesome, Dave. Thank you.
What's up next? It's a kiss.
Oh. Signature kiss.